Welcome back to my channel, Lomzy Sews. I'm a sewing content creator based in Nigeria. Let me know where you're watching me from, and I'm open to any fashion related collaboration on this channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a bustier dress with Queen Anne neckline. In my previous video I made a bustier tutorial. That was a strapless bustier pencil dress tutorial, and today I decided to show you how to make the Queen Anne neckline, because the method I used to make that particular one, I believe some people will find it difficult to make a Queen Anne neckline with it. So I decided today I'm going to show you how to make a bustier top or a bustier dress or a corset dress with Queen Anne neckline. If this is what you would like to learn, make sure not to skip any part of this video. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos. Drop your comments, engage on my videos. I appreciate that a lot. Then if you want me to make a tutorial on how to make a yoke for it, let me know in the comment section so that I'll also do that tutorial for you guys. For today's sewing tutorial, let's head to the cutting table. To start with, these are the measurements I'll be working with. Bust 34 inches, waist 27 inches, hips 40 inches, dress length 40 inches, and then the shoulder width 14 inches. So make sure to take your measurements properly. To take your bust measurement, you're going to take the largest part of your bust area. Make sure your tape is not slagging. Take the measurements round. So we're going to work with the circumference of the bust area, with whether you're a plus size or a small size. And on the waistline, make sure to take the smallest part of the waistline. That is your waistline measurement. Take the circumference, that's around this, whatever you have, impute that here. And for the hips, you're going to take the largest part of the hips, whatever that is, write it down. That's what you're going to use, whether a plus size or a small size. And the same thing for the dress length measurements and the shoulder width measurement. I would like you to note that this method I'm using is a very different method. So watch the tutorial and understand it, and also make sure you practice this. So I have squared out a line. This line is going to be my armhole line. So whatever your armhole line is, that is what this line would be. So from there you take all the vertical measurements. So I'm going to place my tape on the armhole length. From there I'm going to take down all the vertical measurements. So next thing I'm going to take is the bust point. I'll mark it here. Next, from there, with my tape here on this place, I'm going to take the under bust measurements. Also, I'm going to take the waistline measurement. Make sure you impute your own measurements into these lines that I have marked. I'm going to go ahead and square these lines out. I've squared out the lines. If you have been watching my video, you know I like to make the under bust, the bust point and the under bust points not too long, so that I will not confuse my lines. Also, so that you will not confuse the lines. So this is the armhole line. This is the bust point, this is the under bust point, and this is the waistline. So next thing I'm going to do is to take my waist to hip measurement. There are two ways I like to do this. Either I stop on the waistline, then after I'm done drafting the top, I go and increase it to the length of the dress. Or you can decide to include from the waistline down to the length of the dress. Anyhow works well. But today I'm going to continue to include to the length of the dress. The last video I stopped on the waistline. Maybe you watch that video so that you understand what I'm trying to explain. So from the waistline, I'm going to take the hip line measurement. In my own case is 9 inches. I'm going to mark it here. And then from the waistline, you take the length of the skirt. So mine, I'm going to drop it here. If you want it a pencil skirt, a pencil, however you want how long you want the dress to be, take that from the waistline down to the skirt length. So I'll go ahead and square these lines out. Next, I'm going to mark for the circumference of the top. Pay attention here because this is where most people get it wrong, whether they are a plus size or a small size. So on the armhole length, you are going to divide your bust circumference divided by 4, and you're going to add allowance for the darts. For a plus size, you can decide to make it 2 inches. If you're busty, you can decide to make this 2 inches, but I'm working for a normal size, so I'm going to make this 1.5. So bust divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark that here. And then on the waistline, you're going to do waist divided by 4 plus that allowance. So in my own case, I'm using 2.5 inches. If you're a plus size, you can make it 3 inches. If you're busty, you can make it 3 inches. I hope you understand it. For me, I'm using 2.5 inches for the dart. So waist divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark that here. Hip divided by 4 plus the allowance I added for the dart. If you added 3 inches, you are going to add 3 inches to that. If you added 2.5 inches, add 2.5 inches. In my own case, it is hips divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches, and I'm going to mark that here. I'll go ahead and connect this first and then connect this to the hip line. This is it after marking the side seam. For the skirt part of it, I just went ahead and drew that straight. Later, I'm going to make it a pencil skirt. I have a tutorial on how to make several pencil skirts. This is not the area we are concentrating today. We are trying to make the Queen Anne neckline, so the attraction shouldn't be on this pencil skirt. So next thing I'm going to do is to mark the bust span measurement. Take from one nipple to the other, whatever that is, divide that by 2. That is what you're going to mark here. In my own case, it is 4 inches, so I'm going to go ahead and mark 4 inches here. I'll go ahead and square this down to the hemline. Next, I'm going to mark the waist dart. On the under bust points, I'm going to come towards this side 1 inch. Also on the waistline 1 inch. If you're on the plus size or if you're busty, you can make this 1.25. So I'll go ahead and mark this. Mark the same thing on the waistline 1 inch. Also on the hip line 1 inch. So you're going to square this line down straight to the hemline. Then towards the side seam, you're going to take 1.5 inches. If you're on the plus size, make this 1.75. So in total, you will have 3 inches. Mine is 2.5 inches. That's why I'm sharing it this way. So towards here, I'm making it 1.5. I'll go ahead and square that to the waistline, also on the hip line. So in total, what I have here is 2.5 inches. I'll go ahead and square this line down straight. Then I'm going to connect this to the bust point. So just go ahead and connect this like this. Make sure you don't have any sharp corner there. And then on this side, I'm going to connect it like this. You can use your curve ruler to do this. Next, I'm going to mark the neckline. This will not be the final neckline, but first of all, let's mark this first. From this, I'm going to come up 1 inch. I'll mark it here. And then on the center front, I'm going to come down 1.5 inches and I'm going to mark it here. I'll go ahead and connect this to this and then this to the armhole like that. Like I said, this is not going to be the final neckline. Next, I'm going to mark the bust dart. Towards the center front, I'm going to come to this side 0.75. If you're on the plus size or if you're on the busted side, you can make this 1 inch. So I'm going to come from here 0.75 and I'm going to mark it here. I'll go ahead and connect this to the bust point. You can use your curve ruler to do this. Go ahead and connect this like this. And then towards the side seam, from here I'm going to mark 1.25. If you're on the plus size or if you're busty, make it 1.5. So I'll mark that here. And I'm also going to connect it to this place. The bustier pattern is almost ready. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut this open and close the dart so that I'll be able to finish up. So this is it. After cutting it out, we need to close this dart. We're going to close this dart. I'll go ahead and place this on another pattern paper so that we will cut out the yoke for the back and for the Queen Anne neckline in front. After tracing it out, this is how it's looking. This is for the back. This is the armhole. This is the waistline. And this is the hip line. So for the back, we are going to contour the back. You're going to make a dart on the back waistline so that the zipper bulge will not have a zipper bulge at the back. So you're going to make this 1 inch. This is for all sizes. I'll go ahead and connect this to make a dart at the back. This will also help to snatch the waistline further 1 inch inside, 2 inches inside because it's on the both sides. So I'll go ahead and connect this like this. So the matter of the day, how to make the yoke for the back and also the Queen Anne neckline. So next thing we're going to do now is to get the shoulder line. So from here, remember this is the armhole line. I'm going to go ahead and go up to get the neckline. Remember we came down to the shoulder line, so that's what I'm going to go up again to get the shoulder line. I'll go ahead and connect this like this. Next, you're going to mark the shoulder width. Remember our shoulder width is 14 inches. Divided by 2 will give me 7 inches. But because this is a close-fitting dress, we are going to minus 1 inch from that. So if your shoulder width is 16 inches divided by 2 will give you 8 inches. Minus 1 inch again from that and you're going to mark the shoulder width. In my own case, it is 6 inches. So I'm going to mark 6 inches here and square it down to the armhole line. Go ahead and connect this like this. And then you are going to do the shoulder drop of 1.5 inches. You mark it here. Also, you're going to mark the midpoint of this so that we'll be able to mark the curve, the armhole curve. So I'm going to mark that here. And then come in by 0.5 inches and mark that here. This is to enable me to mark the armhole curve. Next, on the neck width, we are going to make the neck width to be 2 inches. Remember, this is a Queen Anne neckline. It's not like the normal neckline. So you're going to make this to be 2 inches and you mark it here. If you're on the plus size, you can make yours to be 2.5 inches. So you're going to go ahead and connect this to this place. And then the neck width for the back, you're going to make it to be 0.75 or even 0.5 inches, and you connect it like this. Yeah, so you are going to connect this to this and then connect this to this, like so. Hope you understand this. Yeah, so the back yoke is ready. You can see the back pattern is ready. We are going to go over to the front, which is the Queen Anne neckline. So to do that, I'm going to get the side seam and I'm going to place this here like this and mark this. This is the silhouette for the armhole for the front, right? I'm going to mark it like this. So you are going to come in from the side seam towards this side, 3.5 inches or 4 inches, depending on your bust area. So you're coming in like this and you're going to mark this here. You're going to make sure you notch this place here so that you know where this stops for the Queen Anne neckline. So we are going to alter the neckline for the front later. So first of all, I'll take this aside and I'm going to connect this to this. So you connect this to this like this. And then we are going to come down from here to here. You're going to come down 1 inch and you're going to mark this like this and connect it to this place. You connect it to this place. Can you see what I'm doing? So this is the Queen Anne neckline. Now go ahead and trace this out for the front, and the back remains the same. We'll use this to work on the neckline for the front. So next thing I'm going to do is to close the upper bust dart so that we can properly do this. So I'm going to close this here like this. So this is the Queen Anne neckline. You're going to place it back here like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Let me take this back. So this is it like this. You are going to take this. You're going to mark here like this. Notch this place. So this is where the Queen Anne neckline started. Next on this, remember this is the bust point. You can decide to come down 1 inch from the bust point, or you can stay up 1 inch on the bust point, wherever you want it to be, how deep you want your sweetheart neckline to be. For mine, I'm just going to go down a bit and mark this like so. Connect it to where the Queen Anne neckline started. So you're going to connect it like that. So I'll go ahead and cut this off. Yeah, so this is going to be like this. Can you see? This is going to be like this and this is going to be like that. So this is going to be like this. Can you see? Yeah. So go ahead and cut up this. And also remove this. Yeah, so your pattern is ready for both the front and the back, and the Queen Anne neckline is ready. Yeah, so guys, with this I have actually come to the end of today's sewing tutorial. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to make a tutorial for a yoke, corset with yoke. If you want me to do that, let me know in the comment section. Make sure you practice this because you cannot grab everything in one watch. If you don't understand anything, make sure to watch it again. And guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.